Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to our lecturer, Madam Nur Arsha, and my fellow classmate. I am Faris, and I will be the one who's presenting the introduction and also literature review. Well, to start off, it's important to understand that the building of marine structures like harbors, ports, and also jetties is a highly complex engineering task. These structures are constantly being exposed to hostile marine environments, including powerful waves, tidal movements, and also corrosive seawater. Because of this, they require specialized engineering and high performance material in order to withstand heavy operational stresses and also ensures a long service life. While in Malaysia, ports hold immense strategic and also economic importance. They act as critical maritime hubs driving international trades. Let's take Penang Port, for example, positioned strategically on the Straits of Malacca. It serves as a vital link connecting the eastern growth economies with the western market. Well, today, modern ports are dynamic and multi-purpose. They aren't just basic cargo anymore. They are equipped to handle a multiple range of operations. The main objective of our report is to explore the engineering design, specialized construction methods, and also the materials that are used in developing these structures. The scope of our study also covers a critical analysis of the environment and operational challenges faced during the port expansion. Moving on to our second slide, let's establish some key definitions here. A harbour is partially an enclosed water body that uses coastal protection structures such as breakwaters in order to reduce wave energy and also protect against coastal erosion. A port is a comprehensive commercial hub that integrates various facilities in order to facilitate trade, and meanwhile a jetty is a structure extending from the shoreline that provides a stable platform for the vessel movement and also passenger transfer. Well, in terms of construction methods, marine engineering relies heavily on pile-supported deck system for wharves and also jetties. This involves driving steel or concrete piles deep into the seabed to transfer heavy loads to a stronger soil layers. For coastal protection, and also breakwaters are constructed using materials such as granite armor, rock, and also to absorb wave impact. For the marine transportation system, in order to function safely, continuous dredging operations are absolutely necessary for it. Specialized machinery is used to remove sediment to maintain adequate water depths in navigation channels and also turning basins. While finally, current academic research highlights that there are several challenges in this industry. The steady rise in global trade has led to a massive port congestion and also port constraints. Additionally, there are major environmental risks, including marine water pollution and threats to coastal ecosystem. Researchers also emphasize the need for strict environmental monitoring, extending inland capacity, and integrating climate adaptation strategies into the future port design. Well, that covers the foundation concept and the literature behind our study. And now I will pass to Aisha, who will dive into more the specific background and material component of our case study. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Aisha Alia. Now I will be presenting our case study, which is Penang Port. Penang Port is one of the oldest and the most important port in Malaysia that located along the Straits of Malacca and was established in 1786. Today, this port played a crucial role in sports cargo, ferry and cruise operation that makes it important maritime hub in Southeast Asia. There are several organizations involved in Penang Port development, which are Penang Ports Number Height, which is the project owner and also operator, Royal Caribbean Cruise, the strategic partner in upgrading the cruise terminal, Penang Port Commission, the regulatory authority that have to monitor the project, while we have Antaracor, the main contractor that will carry out the construction works. And then we have Dr. Nick Associates that will provide engineering consultancy. And lastly, we have government agency to make sure the project is compliant with safety and maritime regulations. So now is construction method that were used in Penang Port. First is wharf construction, which provide berthing facilities for cargo vessels. And second, we have jetty construction for passenger and also vessel access. Piling system, which transfer all the heavy loads into stronger ship layer. And lastly, we have breakwater construction that reduce wave energy and also protect port facilities. All these construction methods will begin with site investigation, followed by pile installation, reinforced concrete block, and lastly, final inspection before operation. Lastly, we have major components that were used in Penang Port. Includes Swettenham Pier Cruise Terminal, which serve international cruise ships. Number 2 is ferry terminal that connect Penang Island and the mainland. Container terminal for cargo handling, and then we have cargo handling area for storage and loading operation. And lastly, we have navigation channel, which makes sure safe vessel movement through regular dredging and maintenance. That's all from me.
Assalamualaikum teman-teman, my name is Ms. So right now I'll be explaining on the construction process of a harbour, port and jetty. So the construction process consists of 6 main stages. The first stage is site preparation, and before the construction begins, engineers carry out hydrographic and geotechnical surveys to study the seabed and soil conditions. Any rocks, debris or obstacles are removed and temporary facilities are installed. This step is important because it ensures the construction work can be carried out safely and accurately. The second stage is dredging work. Dredging is carried out to deepen the seabed so that large ships can enter and berth safely. During the process, sand, silt, and clay are removed using dredging equipment. Environmental monitoring is also conducted to minimize the impact on marine life and water quality. The third stage is piling works. Steel or reinforced concrete piles are driven deep into the seabed using hydraulic piling equipment. This pile acts as the main foundation of the port structure, and it's allowed it to support heavy loads such as cranes, containers, and ships. Next is the wharf construction stage. After the piles are installed, workers construct pile caps, beams, and deck slabs. Then important facilities such as fenders, bollards, and utility service are installed. This component allows ships to berth safely and support daily port operations. So the fifth stage is concrete works. This high-strength marine concrete is poured to build the deck and other structural elements. This concrete is specially designed to resist seawater and chloride corrosions and making the structure stronger and more durable. Quality control tests are also carried out to ensure the concrete meets the required standards. So the finally one is finishing works are complete. This includes installing lighting system, drainage, wood pavements, and navigation aids. A final inspection and testing are then conducted before the port is officially commissioned and ready for operations. So in overall, 6 stages is ensure that the harbour or port is safe, durable, and able to operate efficiently. So now I'll be continuing on the materials used in harbour and port constructions. So marine structures are constantly exposed to seawater, waves, and heavy loads. Therefore, the material used must be strong, durable, and resistant to corrosions. The first material is high-performance reinforced concrete, which form the main structural components such as deck and quay walls because it provides high strength and durability. The second material is steel tubular piles, which are driven into the seabed to provide a strong foundation for the entire structure. Next are steel reinforcement bars or rebars, which are placed inside the concrete to increase its tensile strength and prevent cracking. Other important materials include precast concrete caissons for quay walls, armor rocks to protect the shoreline from wave actions, and geotextile fabric, which improve soil stability and drainage. For land reclamations, quarry rock, and sand fill are commonly used to create new land areas. Finally, rubber fenders absorb the impact when ships berth, mooring bollards are used to secure vessels, and crane rails support the movement of container cranes. In summary, every material is carefully selected to ensure the port remains strong, safe, and durable in the harsh marine environment. So now I'll be explaining on the plant and machineries used during construction. Marine constructions require specialized equipment because most activities take place over water. The cutter suction dredger or CSD is used to cut and remove hard seabed materials during dredging. The trailing suction hopper dredger or TSHD is mainly used for large-scale dredging and land reclamation because it can collect and transport dredged material efficiently. Next is a hydraulic piling rig, which install pile deep into the seabed to form strong foundations. A floating crane is used to lift heavy structural components directly from the water, while barges transport construction materials, equipment, and workers between locations. On land, a crawler crane performs heavy lifting. Excavators are used for excavation and rock placement, and concrete pumps deliver concrete quickly and accurately to construction areas. After the port is complete, ship-to-shore cranes or SDS cranes are used to load and unload containers from ships, while rubber-tired gantry cranes or RTG cranes are used to transport and stack containers efficiently within the container yard. In conclusion, the successful construction of a harbour, port, and jetty depends on 3 important elements: a well-planned construction process, durable construction materials, and specialized machinery. Together, this ensure the port is safe, efficient, and capable of supporting long-term marine operations. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nurizati. So I'm going to discuss about the key issues and challenges faced by Penang Port. The first challenge is port congestion and capacity constraints. As cargo demand continues to increase, the existing terminal capacity becomes insufficient to accommodate the growing volume. This may lead to longer vessel turnaround time and affect the overall operational efficiency of the airport. The second issue is marine water pollution, which is the activities such as oil spills and waste discharge can negatively affect marine ecosystems and water quality. Therefore, proper environmental management is important to reduce the impact of port operations. The third challenge is climate change impacts. Rising sea levels and extreme weather conditions increase risk towards port operation and make coastal infrastructure more vulnerable to damage. Lastly, Penang Port also face challenges related to road network and hinterland connectivity, traffic congestion, and limited integration between different transportation modes can delay cargo movement and reduce logistic efficiency overall. These four issues highlight the need for continuous improvement to ensure Penang Port remains efficient and sustainable. To overcome these challenges, several solution and mitigation measures can be implemented. Firstly, infrastructure expansion is important to increase terminal capacity and support future cargo growth. Secondly, Penang Port should continue adopting smart port technologies such as automation and digital systems. These technologies can improve operational efficiency, reduce delays, and enhance decision making. Besides that, environmental protection measures should also be strengthened through better pollution monitoring and preventive actions to minimize environmental impacts. Lastly, improving road and rail connectivity can enhance cargo transportation by providing smoother and more efficient logistics movement. So these strategies can help Penang Port achieve better operational performance while supporting sustainable port development. For the comparative study, Penang Port is compared with the Port of Singapore. Penang Port mainly functions as a regional gateway, while the Port of Singapore operates as a major global transshipment hub. In terms of technology, Singapore has a more advanced level of automation, including AI and fully integrated digital port operations. Meanwhile, Penang Port is still developing its smart port initiatives and digitalization. Although Penang Port may not fully replicate Singapore's model due to differences in scale, resources, and economic priorities, Singapore can serve as a benchmark. Penang Port can gradually adopt similar practices, especially in terms of automation, digitalization, and integrated logistics management to improve competitiveness. Based on the critical analysis, Penang Port has several strengths and challenges. One of its main strengths is its strategic location along the Strait of Malacca, which supports regional trade activities and contributes to economic development. However, the port also faces several challenges, including limited capacity, environmental concerns, and connectivity issues. Therefore, several improvements are recommended, such as accelerating smart port implementation, strengthening sustainable port management, and improving multimodal transportation infrastructure. Continuous investment in technology and infrastructure is essential to ensure Penang Port remains competitive in the future. In conclusion, Penang Port plays an important role in Malaysia's maritime and logistics sector. However, current challenges related to capacity, environment, and connectivity require continuous improvements through infrastructure upgrades and digital transformation. The implementation of sustainable practices and collaboration among stakeholders are also essential to enhance the long-term competitiveness of Penang Port. With strategic investment in technology, infrastructure, and sustainability, Penang Port has the potential to strengthen its position as a competitive regional gateway. That's all from us. Thank you.